Well, Hamilton police, they've made an arrest in an auto theft operation allegedly involving a local car dealership. So the investigation, which lasted several years, it involved 36 stolen vehicles. Police allege the vehicles were fraudulently registered through Bengal Auto, had their VINs altered, then sold. The value of the vehicles, it's more than $2.7 million. A 30-year-old faces charges including fraud, trafficking, and altering a vehicle identification number. And joining us now with more on this investigation is Detective Staff Sergeant Dave Brewster. Sergeant, thanks a lot for joining us. I do have to ask you, first off, going back to the dealership where this happened, is there still a scene? Like, what's going on there? Is this place still operating?
Well, I don't know that it's still operating. We executed search warrants there yesterday, so the scene would have been yesterday. We operated at the dealership at a rural property where some cars were being stored and at a residence here in Hamilton. The accused was charged and then released by way of an undertaking yesterday. So I don't have the answer to whether the business is operating or not, but I wouldn't suspect that it is right now.
Okay. You got to set this up for me because a lot of people, the last thing they think of when they go to a dealership is that this is a stolen vehicle I'm about to buy.
Yeah, that's right. That's very common, actually. And, they get these numbers from cars that are, either exported or, involved in a car accident somewhere else and have been written off. And they'll take these VIN numbers and apply them to stolen cars. They'll either buy stolen cars off the black market and re-register them with these clean numbers. And then when you as a customer go purchase it off of the lot, you wouldn't suspect that it's stolen. You've bought it from a legitimate dealership. And so you've effectively created a second victim here.
Can you tell us how this all came about? I know that, there are a lot of details in an investigation that you can't release, but a lot of people are going to be asking questions and just kind of shocked by this.
Sure. So your vehicles, of course, have a VIN, a vehicle identification number or a serial number that's unique to the car. It's located in a number of different places on the car. And, it's not expected that you would know where to look all the time, but the public VINs inside your door and, on the dash, you want to make sure that they're going to match and that they match the ownership and, they look professional. Not always are these revinning operations, high tech. And so sometimes it might look a little fishy, or if the numbers don't match, those are clues to look for when purchasing a car. But, quite often, you wouldn't think to look there. You trust your dealership and you buy the car and it's registered properly as far as you know, and then away you go. And then, you're pulled over by the police and the car is stolen and now we have to work through that. So it can be difficult.
To just the regular person buying the vehicle, are there any red flags that come up when you're going through Service Ontario to register the car, to get a new license plate?
Well, you want to get your used vehicle package, of course, and try and do a little bit of history. You can use, some third-party companies. Like there's a number of them. Carfax comes to mind. And check the history of the vehicle, and if you have anybody that's knows cars or knows the business outside of the dealer you're buying it from, maybe you have them look over the history of the vehicle. And there can be some red flags, like if the car shows that it's been exported out of Canada and you can't find any record of it coming back, that's a red flag. Or if it's been salvaged or you're buying a rebuilt car, those are red flags too, just to look into, to try and find the history of this car or where it's been. Those packages will give you a detailed history of where it's been, and you have to look for some gaps in there.
And as we wrap up, we're talking about more than 36 stolen vehicles, over $2.5 million. This person, a 30-year-old male facing 15 criminal charges, is anything surprising about any of this to you?
I'm not sure if surprising is the right word, but there's a lot of legitimate vehicles that were sold from that dealership as well. These stolen autos are kind of sprinkled throughout. So, it's not a big red flag just to look at the dealership and think that it's all stolen vehicles. There's plenty of legitimate vehicles being sold there as well. So, I think that it's not common, but it's out there. We believe there's many more vehicles that are registered in this way, and that's why we're releasing the name of the business and appealing to the public to have a look at their cars and look at their cars they bought from used car dealerships and so on, and just to check for those red flags and maybe be proactive themselves, just to save something in the future.
All right, Detective Staff Sergeant Dave Brewster with Hamilton Police. Thanks a lot.